A recent prospective cohort study involving over 6,800 U.S. adults highlights a troubling link between ultra-processed foods and heart health. Findings reveal that higher consumption of these products significantly elevates the risk of cardiovascular disease events, with each additional daily serving increasing risk by 5.1%. Remarkably, individuals with the highest intake faced a 66.8% greater risk than those with the lowest. Stratified analyses further showed a heightened risk for atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease among Black Americans. Experts believe the high energy density, added sugars, and fats in these foods disrupt metabolism and satiety, driving inflammation, weight gain, and visceral fat accumulation. Ultimately, these biological shifts create a dangerous pathway toward chronic heart disease, underscoring the vital importance of prioritizing whole, unprocessed dietary choices.
A recent study reveals that individuals consuming high amounts of ultra-processed foods may experience significantly worse muscle health. Researchers utilized thigh MRI scans to investigate the relationship between these dietary habits and muscle fat infiltration among 615 participants at risk for knee osteoarthritis. Alarmingly, ultra-processed products constituted nearly half of the participants' total diets. The findings demonstrated that greater consumption of these foods is directly associated with higher fat infiltration across all thigh muscles, including bilateral flexors and adductors, regardless of the individual's sex. Consequently, reducing ultra-processed food intake offers vital health benefits beyond weight management. By preserving muscle quality and minimizing fat content, individuals can better support their joints and potentially alleviate the long-term physical burden and discomfort of knee osteoarthritis. Consumption of higher quantities of ultra-processed food was associated with increased all-cause and cancer mortality rates in cancer survivors, according to findings published in Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers, and Prevention. Researchers conducted a longitudinal analysis of 802 men and women with a prior cancer diagnosis. Ultra-processed foods were defined by the NOVA classification, and the Mediterranean Diet Score was used for determining the quality of the participants' diets. The study found that those who consumed the highest amounts of ultra-processed foods had a staggering 57% higher rate of death from any cause compared to those who avoided them. Inflammation markers plus resting heart rate levels impacted the relationship between ultra-processed food consumption and all-cause mortality by 37.3%. This finding strongly advocates for a strict shift toward whole, unprocessed foods during and after cancer recovery.
Published in JAMA Oncology, the research examined dietary patterns and colorectal adenoma development, especially early-onset adenomas appearing before age 50. These lesions, benign growths that can progress into colorectal cancer, have become a focus of growing concern as rates of early-onset colorectal cancer continue to climb worldwide. The study found that individuals consuming approximately 10 servings of ultra-processed foods daily had a 45% higher likelihood of developing these polyps by age 50 compared with those who consumed far fewer such foods. Ultra-processed items, including packaged snacks, processed meats, sugary beverages, and ready-to-heat meals, now comprise more than half of the average American diet. Researchers point to several potential mechanisms: chronic low-grade inflammation, disruptions in gut microbiota, heightened glycemic load, and exposure to additives and emulsifiers that may weaken intestinal barriers. Two recent studies found that 17 preservatives taken by at least 10% of Nutrinet Santé study participants over 14 years may raise cancer and type 2 diabetes risk. The study published in the BMJ journal indicates 6 of the 17 preservatives were associated to cancer: sodium nitrite, potassium nitrate, sorbates, potassium metabisulfite, acetates, and acetic acid. Another study, published in Nature Communications, discovered that 12 of the 17 preservatives are related with an increased risk of diabetes, including 5 preservatives that cause cancer. The remaining 7 include citric and phosphoric acids, calcium propionate, sodium ascorbate, alpha-tocopherol, sodium erythorbate, and rosemary extracts. These findings recommend reassessing safety and prioritizing fresh, minimally processed, additive-free meals if confirmed by further studies.
A headline-grabbing study presented at UEG Week 2025 warns that diet soda might not be as safe as you think. Researchers found that both sugar-sweetened beverages, SSBs, and low, or non-sugar sweetened beverages, LNSSBs, were linked to a higher risk of metabolic dysfunction-associated steatotic liver disease, or MASLD, previously known as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The implications are clear. Both beverage types increase liver fat accumulation and metabolic burden. Replacing them with water reduced MASLD risk by 12.8% for SSBs and 15.2% for LNSSBs, a simple but powerful preventive step. In other words, swapping soda for water remains one of the simplest, most effective public health moves we can make.